What's up, kings and queens? It's your boy Dan from Daft Previews, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my best bets for week 2 of the NFL. Before we get into it, though, I must tell you that VIP absolutely smoked it again. 6+ units today on the WNBA, and for everyone who signed up to my free picks on Winnable, we had a sweep. Now check this shit out. We hit T-Rex McCowan over her points and rebounds, and of course, we had to parlay her over rebounds and her points. Then we took Brown Jones over her points and rebounds. You have to parlay her points and rebounds too. Both plays were sweat free. And you know what's even better? We parlayed both value plays together and turned $12.50, which is a quarter unit for me, into $142. Now, that was a taste of what the VIP experience is all about. And I'm not going to share those types of value plays often. But if you're interested in signing up to VIP, I'm offering a 50% discount to the first 10 people who jump in using the code BJones. Now, VIP is up 24 units profit in September, and we're only halfway through the month. Now, I won't lie to you. I sent this out to the free subscribers on Winnable, and a few of these have already been redeemed. Now, there might only be a few spots left by the time you watch this, so jump in and ride this profit train with me. The link for this is in the video description and in the pinned comment. Let's go. All right, so we're jumping straight into Outlier. If you did not know, Outlier is the best tool in the business for giving you all the data that you need for player props, spreads, and totals across all the sports that you know and love. If you're interested in checking out Outlier, I do have a 7-day free trial. That's in the video description as well. Check them out. It's an absolute lifesaver. Now, talking about the NFL, I was one of the bettors last week who didn't do quite well. The quarterbacks I picked sucked. The receivers didn't get targeted. It was an absolute shit show. I did a great job on touchdown scorers, but that wasn't enough to get me in the profit. So this week, I've done a deep dive into the running backs for week 2. I'm going to wait a couple of weeks before I start touching any receivers and quarterbacks until shit starts to settle down. But I'm going to share with you all the insights that I have and all the straight bets that I've taken for these running backs. You ready for this? Let's do it. So the first pick I want to talk through is Kyren Williams from LA, baby. We're looking at over 74 or 75.5 rush yards, depending on what book that you use. Now, he's cashed this line in 7 out of his last 10, averaging 101 rush yards per game. He's up against Arizona today, who ranked the worst in yards allowed. He's averaged 150 yards in 2 matchups against Arizona last season. Check that out. 158 and 143. Now, in week 1, Arizona, they gave up 71 yards to Cook from the Bills. They gave a shitload of attempts too. So Kyren Williams, who I think is a much better running back, should smoke this line of 75 or 74.5, depending on what you get. So I love his over, and I love his touchdown as well. But there's not too much value in it, but you might be crazy enough to put those two things together. So Kyren Williams is the first running back that I like to go over his prop line. The next one, we're looking at Rhamondre Stevenson's over 63.5 rush yards. Now, firstly, what a name, Rhamondre. If I had the complexion to, I'd name my son that, but I don't. Now, Rhamondre Stevenson's over this line in 4 out of his last 5 games, averaging 86 rush yards. Seattle, they rank second worst in yards allowed. Now, Seattle only allowed 63 yards to running backs last week, but Denver only ran the ball 36% of the time. This Patriots team, very different. Stevenson ran the ball 25 times last week against the Bengals, and I'm looking for him to run some more. Now, he's also had 80-plus yards in 4 out of his last 5 games against the Seahawks. Not great against the run. This is all this man does. So take Rhamondre to cover this 63.5 rush yards. Shit, you might even want to take him for 75. I'll leave it up to you. But Rhamondre, I like him to go over this week. Next up, we're looking at Isaiah Pacheco, over 66.5 rush yards. Now, he's over in 6 out of his last 10 games, averaging 76 rush yards per game. The Bengals in the bottom 7 for rush yards allowed. I just spoke about him, but Rhamondre rushed for 120 yards on 25 carries on them last week. Isaiah Pacheco also has some form and history against this team, ran for 130 yards when they last match up on only 18 attempts. In terms of game script, the Chiefs, they should maintain the lead in this game, open up more carries for Pacheco on the ground. So I'm liking Isaiah Pacheco here. And this is another player, if you want to get crazy with it, throw in a touchdown for him as well. Boost the hell out of those odds. We only get NFL once a week. You don't see it every day. So Pacheco over in his yards I like, and his touchdown, you can sprinkle a bit of that on top if you're hungry and chasing more cash. Pumping the brakes real quick. Now, people did reach out to me off the back of my last video saying that I want to try on VIP, but Dabble's not available in my state. Well, I am partnered with Chalkboard and Rebet as well, so you can sign up with them using my code, deposit a minimum of $10 on any of my partners, and I'll give you a month of VIP picks for free. So that's Dabble, Chalkboard, or Rebet. Download, sign up with the links below, or by using my code. Send me proof on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, however you can get hold of me. Come to my house if you want to. But sign up to those, and I'll give you a month of VIP picks for free. We'll make a whole lot of cash, and then you can pay for your full subscription. Let's get back to it. The next running back that I think is going to go over their rush yards line this week, Jonathan Taylor. I'm looking at over 79.5 rush yards. He's also another running back that I think is going to score a touchdown. So you can add that to this play if you want some more plus money. Now, Taylor up against the Packers this week. Saquon Barkley just torched the Packers last week. 3 touchdowns and 109 yards on the ground. Taylor's the clear workhorse in this team. He played 43 out of 45 snaps in week 1. Green Bay also allowed the 11th most rush yards to running backs last season. And based on what we saw in week 1, they're still shit. Now, Jordan Love, unlikely to play this game, or he's probably out already. But regardless, if he's not there, this game's going to be closer. If anything, the Colts might even be in the lead for this game, and it fits the script perfectly. If the Colts aren't chasing points, then Taylor's just going to run the shit out of this ball. So I like him over 79.5 rushing yards. Next up, we're looking at another workhorse, Derrick Henry, over 72.5 rush yards. Now, the Ravens, massive favorites at home, so it should be in the script for Henry to be the workhorse on the ground in this one. The Raiders were just smoked by Dobbins last week for 135 yards. Henry last week, he lost some snaps to Hill, and that was purely because he can't catch the ball, and they were chasing points. Now, with the Ravens being favorites here, there's going to be a lot more volume for Derrick Henry, so I'm expecting him to absolutely pump this line. 72.5, take the over on Derrick Henry. Next up, we're looking at Najee Harris, over 59.5 rushing yards. Now, he's over in 4 out of his last 5 games. He's up against a Broncos squad that was absolutely trash against the run last year and was awful again in week 1. Kenneth Walker lit him up for 103 yards, over 5 yards per carry last week. Now, Harris, he went for 20 carries and 70 yards against the Falcons. And with an easier matchup here, I can see him well over this line to take Najee Harris over 59.5 rush yards. So those are all the running backs that I have to go over their rush yards for this particular week. I do have more plays for my VIP, which has already been sent out. I've got a few running backs that I like to go over their receiving yards. I've got 2 quarterback and wide receiver combos that I'm running. And I've got an anytime touchdown parlay that I've already sent out. So like I said, look to take advantage of the promo. If it's still available, use the code BJones. Get 50% off your VIP. Get all my basketball, get all my football, get all my baseball picks in the one spot. You're not going to regret it. We're cashing out. The profit is rolling in. If you made it this far into the video, let me know by dropping the word purple in the comment section, because that's what color this background be. Representing that California purple, my new Lakers snapback. Anyway, I'm tired. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.